It's heartwarming to see so many people take this time this morning to come out and honor the fallen. It also shows those veterans who've been able to join us today that we appreciate your sacrifices that you have made to defend this wonderful country we live in, with a safe and prosperous life we all enjoy. Before we begin, we'd like to acknowledge the Council of State of the Freedom Land, the territory of Mississauga, the Credit First Nation, the Williams Trading Nation, as well as the traditional territory of the Creole Linda and Shawnee Sioux. We thank them for sharing this day with us. Together, we will continue to celebrate the heritage, diverse cultures, and the achievements of Indigenous peoples. Today, we want to take this moment to honor those who have served their country and honor who have sacrificed much more that we enjoy today, both freedom and peace. And now we'll take the time to remember those brave men of King Township who, with courage, fought and sacrificed for our country. In the Great War of 1914 to 1918, Lieutenant Jack Side, Sergeant Major Charles W. Woodruff, Lance Corporal James A. Ralston, Lance Corporal Ewart Wickers, Lance Corporal James A. Ralston, Lance Corporal Charles Granger,
Can't hear.
Corporal John Folliot,
No.
Private William J. Boyle,
Closer.
Corporal John Folliot, Private William J. Doyle, Private Wilford Doyle, Laurier Doyle, Private Maxwell Doyle, Private Edward Douglas, Private John Ferguson, Private Leonard Ferguson, Private Foss McMaster, Private Leslie D. Martin, Private Arthur Payne, Private Joseph Agar, Private Harold Brown, Private Sherman Brown,
Sorry, miss.
Private William Christopher, Private Russell Cliff, Private George Howard, Private Arthur Kay, Private Bert Leland, Private Telford Little, Private Roscoe Phillips, Private John Routledge, Private Ernie Watson, and Private Oscar Webb. In World War II, 1939 to 1945, Canadian Army, Sergeant Alan Wyatt, Lance Corporal Russ Rutherford, Lance Corporal Clifford Dalton, Trooper Andrew Snedden, Gunner James R. Premier, Private Thomas A. Duggan, Royal Canadian Air Force, Squadron Leader Harry L. Kay, Flight Lieutenant William Hagan, and Sergeant Mason A. Edwards. Out of these 38 names, 22 of these men have their names inscribed on this cenotaph right beside you. We give thanks and honor to those who have served alongside of them and since then. We would especially like to honor the veterans that are here today. Brian Mills, Royal Canadian Regiment, Hastings, Prince Edward Island. Sergeant Billy Plows, Royal Air Force, 30 Squadron, Air Loadmaster. Ernie Churchill, Canadian Army. Corporal Michael Topp, Israeli Armed Forces. Stephen Curtis McMaster, Master Warrant Officer, British Army. Corporal John Lampart, Canadian Army. Dave Gordon, Royal Canadian Air Forces, and Carl Boulanger, Canadian Armed Forces. If there's any other people here that we have missed, any other members of the military, just let me know, please. And now I would like to call upon the government services as well as our community leaders to lay the wreaths. Representing the Canadian Armed Forces, Master Warrant Officer retired Carl Boulanger. Representing the Government of Canada, MP Anna Roberts. Representing the Government of Ontario, MPP and Minister of Education, Stephen Lecce. Representing the Township of King, our Mayor, Steve Pellegrini. Representing the Canadian Mounted Police, Constable Peter Herr and Constable Jason Gamera. Representing York Regional Police, Superintendent Chantian. Representing the Township of King Fire and Emergency Services, Chris Sherritu. Representing King Chamber of Commerce and King Township Public Library. Representing the Dufferin Marsh Nature Connection and Arts Society, King. Representing Nobleton and King City Garden Club and the Schomberg Horticultural Society. Representing Schomberg Minor Hockey League and Kings United Soccer Club. Representing King Curling Club and the Schomberg Agricultural Society. Representing Muslims for Remembrance and King Township Historical Society. Masonic Lodge and Schomberg Community Farm. Schomberg Village Association, and Schomberg Lions Club. St. Patrick's Parish, Knights of Columbus, and Catholic Women's League, and St. Mary Magdalene Anglican Church. Emmanuel Presbyterian Church, Schomberg United Church, and Doleton United Church. Emmanuel Presbyterian Church and Schomberg United Church, Schomberg Public School and York Region District School Board representing King and Vaughan. Representing King Township Seniors and King Historical Society. Representing All Saints Church in King City. Is there anyone else that would like to lay a wreath in the honor of our veterans? And if not, At this point, I'd like to introduce Jennifer Hong, who will sing I Value My Country, accompanied by Evelyn Schomberg. Retired minister of the United Church and working with Schomberg and North United Churches.
Good morning. I wanted to introduce to you Lieutenant Colonel retired Susan Baharial's sister Jane. Baharial is here from Toronto to just witness what is happening this day. In the past, Lieutenant Colonel retired Susan Baharial movingly read in Flanders Fields. And sadly, a year ago on December 1st, after last year's ceremony, she died. So today we would like to pay tribute to her before the reading. Lieutenant Colonel retired Susan Baharial accomplished many things in her life, including things that few Canadians ever accomplish. Throughout her life, she wore many hats and was many different things to many people. To the Canadian military, she was a pioneer and a trailblazer. She became one of the first women to complete the same basic training as a man. The first woman to complete intelligence and security training, and eventually the first female intelligence officer in the Canadian military. Also, she was at one time the highest ranking female officer, an integral part of the intelligence forces before, during, and after the First Gulf War, and also an officer of the Order of Military Merit. To girls and women, She was an example of what is possible if you persevere when met with challenges. To veterans and refugees, she was an advocate and a strong supporter. To the environment, she was a fierce protector and a diligent activist. To King Township, she was a passionate gardener, an avid horse rider, an active volunteer attending every community event she possibly could. She was an educator, speaking at schools and events about her experiences and sharing what she learned about the beloved monarch butterflies. She is best summed up in a tribute written by the concerned citizens of King Township, of which she was a member, where she is described as, quote, a wonderful example of embracing life to its fullest, pursuing dreams, and seeking to make a positive difference in the community and the wider global community. And so today, we remember Lieutenant Colonel retired Susan Beharry. For those of you who have been here to other Remembrance Day services, you know she always began the poem with this brief introduction. So this is the story behind In Flanders Fields, written by Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae on May 3rd, 1915. The day before he wrote his famous poem, one of McCrae's closest friends was killed in the fighting and buried in a makeshift grave with a simple wooden cross. Wild poppies were already beginning to bloom between the crosses, marking the many graves. Unable to help his friend or any of the others who had died, John McCrae gave them a voice through this poem. In Flanders Fields, the poppies blow. Between the crosses, row on row that mark our place. And in the sky, the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you, from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep though poppies grow in Flanders Fields.